All right, we're going to call the Commissioners' meeting to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance by Secretary, and then follow up with a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Announcements we have today. First is that the meeting will be recorded. We did have one executive session since the last County Commissioners meeting, and that was related to some potential litigation. And then we have not had any correspondence as it relates to something that needs to be brought before the Commissioners meeting. Do I have any public comment?
Do we have any public?
So noticing the consent agenda, we have the minutes of September 14th, public meeting and public hearing. We've reviewed the minutes. I didn't know if there were any changes, modifications. Comment now. Next on the agenda then is the finance report. I'll turn to Lisa for that.
Yep, we have $2,393,192 in our bank accounts as of yesterday, and we are starting to see tax revenues roll in, so we'll be working on paying down the taxi dissolution loan and right in the midst of budgeting.
That's the budgeting. Thank you. We'll move on to prior proclamations. The first is Fire Prevention Week. Commissioner Kaplan, would you be willing to share that with us?
Sure. Statistics haven't changed that much over the years. In the last few years, there have been approximately 3,000 deaths in a given year in the United States from fires. Usually more than 250,000 homes are destroyed. The best, most effective way to prevent, ironically, we were just talking about space heaters and propane heaters. Like using heat sources incorrectly is the #1 reason that home fires start. And so be cautious of that. And the best life-saving tool out there is smoke detectors. So take a moment this year, this week, I guess, to check your smoke detectors and don't be stupid. All right, well, it should not be in the kitchen now, I guess.
All right, well, the next proclamation is Community Planning Month.
Did you get that, Josh? You got that, right?
So change is constant and it all affects cities, towns, suburbs, counties, boroughs, townships, and rural areas. So community planning and plans can, manage this change in a way that provides better choices. Over 10,000 citizens serve on municipal planning commissions in PA, working with both the public and the private sector, and goal to enhance the quality of life in our communities. The American Planning Association is holding its annual statewide conference in Lancaster County on October 2nd through the 4th. The American Planning Association's Professional Institute endorsed National Community Planning Month as an opportunity to highlight the contributions, sound planning, and plan implementation to make to the quality of our communities and environments. So therefore, we recognize the many valuable contributions made by our staff in the public and private professional community, regional planners of Warren County, and extend our heartfelt thanks to the continued commitment to public service by these professionals. So the month of October 2020 to October of 2022 is designated as Community Planning Month in Warren County. So thank you all for joining us, all the work that you do in Community Planning Month. And I also wanted to congratulate Dan for receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award from the PA Route 6 Alliance. So we were just talking about that this morning, and we're very appreciative of all of the work that you do and meeting with the public and working with the public. We understand both the the pluses and the minuses that come along with that role. So thank you all very much.
It's a group effort.
Sure it is. And then last, Proclamation Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Commissioner Eggleston, would you consider reviewing that?
Yep, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is a crime that is perpetrated against people of every age, sex, race, and income level. In Warren County in 2021, A Safe Place provided 207 days of shelter to 8 adult victims and 16 children of domestic violence. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania in 2021, 112 people were killed as a direct result of domestic violence. Of the 112 victims killed in domestic violence situations in the Commonwealth, 56% were by a current or former intimate partner. Domestic violence affects the trust, self-esteem, and sense of safety for victims. Through the county's 24-hour toll-free hotline, A Safe Place answered 469 Warren County domestic violence-related calls, and were able to provide domestic violence victims, life-saving services and linkages to local community resources. So, the Commissioners of Warren County would like to proclaim the month of October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month and urge all citizens to observe this month by becoming aware of the tragedy of domestic violence and supporting those who are working towards its end and participating in community efforts related to it.
Thank you. Okay, with all that said, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Very good.
Can we take a picture with planning and zoning now?
Yeah, we can take a picture of planning and zoning. That is a really good idea.
Come on up, friends.
Time for a land photograph.
You and
Like,
your dad.
Where do you want it?
Oh, here.
Right in front of the emblem there.
This is just, I think, the first time we've been recognized this morning.
Really? Wow. Goodness gracious.
No, it's my staff. I am paid staff.
I think Cam's looking, and we're looking that way
There
though.
we go. This way.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job, guys.
We'll have to frame this.
We'll get
You
you
do,
even.
Fred. We'll get you an official one.
We'll get you
Yeah.
print it on nice paper.
My fun.
With your picture on it.
Cardstock, signatures, emblem, seal. It's getting nicer.
Looking official.
There.
As it should be.
Give me some revenue.
All right. No. Yeah. No old business. So we will move on to new business. The first item of business is the memorandum of understanding between the Forest County and 9/11, and this is for us to provide services to Forest County, 9/11 services, and there's an agreement that lists a monthly amount of $11,695 through year one, beginning January 2023, and then a 1% increase, 3% increase, I'm sorry, year over year through 2027. With that said, do I have a motion to approve that agreement?
I move to approve it with discussion.
I just wanted to
Oh, I'm
clarify.
sorry, I didn't see either.
I just wanted to clarify, it's $11,695 per quarter.
Oh, per quarter, thank you.
Yes, and it is a 13% increase overall the first year, and then an extra 1% each year of the 5 years
Gotcha.
from what we were currently at. Just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Second Commissioner Cochran's motion.
Okay. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Dissent. So resolution 3223, this is the fair housing resolution. This is something that we approve every year, and it just has the, I don't think I need to read it, but it pretty much resolves that there won't be any discrimination in services for housing because of race, color, sex, disability, national origin, regional family status, or handicapped disability. And that we would assist all persons who feel they've been discriminated against in those particular situations. And that person who happens to be in our office is Danielle Flasher.
Yes.
So she will now be the person representing the fair housing.
Yes. I'd like to make note that this resolution was also updated this year to include gender identity and sexual orientation, which is in the second paragraph. And it's also appointing me as the officer in lieu of Rhonda.
Yes.
So thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Move to approve resolution 3,223.
Okay, a second.
Second.
All those, any discussion? All those who are in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now we're going to move to the agreement with Northwest Service Company for annual inspections. Pam, do you want to share a little bit about that with us? I think you had described it earlier in the work session.
These are the annual generator inspections done at the courthouse, the jail, 911, and 3 tower sites. The courthouse and jail is a cost of $870 per generator inspection. 911 is $1,170, and the difference being the type of generator that it is. It's a larger generator, it takes more oil, it has more filters, therefore the cost is more. And the tower sites are $380, and this is a 2-year contract.
All right. Do I have a motion to, go ahead.
I move the approval of the slate of service agreements with Northwest Service.
I'll second.
All right. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Agreement approved. The next is a list of provider contracts for children and youth. You'll see there we have quite a few of them, over 20. Do we have anybody here? For the most part, these are contractors that we've done business with in the past. So do I have a motion to approve that CY contract providers outlined in our packets?
I move the approval of the slate of children and youth contracted providers.
I'll second.
All right, all those, any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, very good. And we will move on to the contract with Justice Works Youth Care. I believe this was a new service provider. if I
It is a
remember
new service
correctly.
provider, and that's why they are not on the list.
Right. So we need to add them by approving the contract with them to the list. So do I have a motion to do that?
That I haven't seen the agreement. Sorry, I didn't even see that it was in the packet. Either
We
way,
talked about it at the work session
Okay.
already, so
well, I
this is
move,
just adding in the list.
I'll move the Justice Works Youth Care agreement.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion? All those signify in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right.
And just for clarity, Meredith wasn't able to be here today just because the Children Youth Roundtable run by the judges at the same time.
I see. Very good.
So it's another,
It's a provider.
Yep.
Yes.
oh, so they do stop placement. Oh, okay, so they're just another placement provider.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Okay,
correct.
okay.
All right, and then we have resolution 3224. We've got additions to the government management system policies and procedures. And so So there are multiple policies and procedures here to be involved with our government management system, from evacuation safety security through and including how to pay an indigent person's burials / cremation. Do I have a motion to approve this resolution?
So I'll move resolution 3224.
Okay.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Yeah, briefly, these are all based on current practice. It's been part of the safety and security plan for years, maybe decades. So none of this is new, although all of it has been touched and updated. But the fact is that in recent years, it has not been brought before the commissioners. Therefore, all these policies were being passed essentially with no teeth. So the reason that Pam has spent an enormous amount of time updating the safety and security related policies and procedures is so that we can vote on it here today and have essentially the same policies and procedures, but with the actual authority of having been voted on by this legislative body. I have reviewed them and just wanted to compliment Pam on a thorough job. Didn't really have any significant edits. The indigent cremation policy is separate from the others by law. All of this falls under the commissioners, but specifically indigent persons fall under us, and we have never had a written policy on cremation or burial. And unsurprisingly, over the years, the legislature has not updated the law. Therefore, it still has a lot of antiquated language related to the affordability of burial costs, which maybe back in the early 1900s was fine, but anymore with modern practice is a little outdated. So we are taking it upon ourselves to update exactly how we do it. I believe some research went into comparing to other counties and making sure that we're aligned with them, but essentially this is kind of what the market is telling us in Warren County. So to a large degree it is what it is. But the nice thing is that now that it's on paper, one burial service can't come to us and demand one amount of money and then another a different. We'll have some consistency.
Very good. All right, all those signify agreements signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, resolution 3224 with policies passes. And then last, this item is the AMC contracting and consulting lawn proposal. So we are intending to approve up to 26 weekly mows for the courthouse for $100 each, and then some spring cleanup between February 15th and June 30th for $35 per employee hour. I have a motion to approve this lawn proposal for 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, opposed? Very good. And then the direct energy agreement, we have a natural gas agreement that's ending at the end of December of this year, and we need to engage with a provider. We went out and did some comparisons, and direct energy was the least costly of all of the providers that gave us quotes. So what we're going to do is agree to engage with them for the calendar year 2024. Is that a single calendar year?
Probably 3 years.
3 years, okay. 3 years with best pricing, and then I'd like to approve that particular vendor and then ask Lisa to work with that vendor to get the best pricing, given that we're in a shoulder season for natural gas.
So I'd make a motion to amend the agenda to include the, which company was it called?
Direct energy.
Direct Energy project.
Yeah.
That's my own.
Have a second? I can second that. Okay. Any discussion?
Seems on its face to violate sunshine.
No, the the group can change the agenda, it has to be
Approved.
posted, it has to be approved and then posted within 24 hours after the meeting, and the reason for the change needs to be made public.
I'm fine with not continuing to ask to have it added to the agenda, that's fine. We can
Well,
put
I
it
mean,
on.
there's nothing wrong with
In 2
adding to
weeks.
the agenda, but
Right.
if we vote on it now and it costs us money, then that's where the problem is.
That's what I was asking about
So-
earlier.
So I have the Office of Open Records website up, and it states the agency can also add to the agenda at the meeting itself by majority vote. The reason for the change must be announced prior to any official action, including the vote. The amended agenda must be posted within 24 hours after the meeting, and the meeting minutes must reflect the change that was made.
Right, you can do that, but it's not supposed to cost, you're not supposed to have a transaction.
Without an amount
Right.
specific to it. So we will leave it off the agenda, that's fine.
Well, let me ask this though, there is an emergency clause, so
What?
if you're saying that we need to vote on this today because the best pricing is gonna happen before the next meeting, then
Yeah, I think the reading I think Mr. Kessel's right in that the previous statement has to do with changes that are made that involve no expenditure of funds, but
Yeah,
that might
that
be
makes sense.
something.
That makes sense. Well, let's leave it off the agenda and have it on the next one.
In 2 weeks. Okay,
That's fine.
I'll withdraw
Still be
my
alright.
motion.
Okay, very good. All right, and then any commissioner comments? Either, I just was commending the team for a Lifetime Achievement Award there. That was really good with Dan, and I'm so happy to have you guys here and doing a good job. And representative from our 911 and EMA here, you're always consistent. Thanks for coming. Your contributions to the county. Anything else? All right.
most of my meetings oddly got canceled this last couple weeks.
Oh, okay, very good.
Take it.
Mine are next week.
I don't have much to report.
Okay, that's good. All right, well, then we will adjourn. Thank you, everyone.